Hey there, thanks for joining me. I'm going to introduce you to the REDD Plus scheme for Cordillera Azul National Park in Peru. To give you some background, the park was established in 2001 and incorporates a variety of ecosystems, including montane forests, cloud forests, and alluvial wetlands. Altogether, they hold a rich collection of protected species that includes culturally significant Renaco and Guayuro trees, along with threatened species like the spectacled bear and harpy eagle. New species, such as the Azul wood lizard, have been documented as well since the park's designation. This makes the park a biodiversity hotspot and excellent carbon sink. 67 communities and villages also call the region home, making up the greater buffer zone. Agroforestry largely influences their livelihoods. Mostly cocoa and coffee production, along with textile production, is what stimulates many of these communities. Threats largely stem from land trafficking and forest conversion. Development of a national road on the park's west side has prompted an influx of migratory farmers, not to mention increases in illegal activity. Now, while the rate of illegal hardwood extraction has slowed, monocultural practices, such as that from corn and rice farming, continually drive habitat fragmentation and perpetuate deforestation. Short term advantages affect the communities, accounting for more than 350,000 people. Since 2008, the NGO, the Center for Conservation, Research, and Management of Natural Areas, has managed this 1.35 million hectare plot of the Peruvian Amazon. A 20-year park management contract is currently in play between the center and the Peruvian government. The Payments for Ecosystem Services scheme follows the climate solution framework REDD Plus. That's reducing emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. It was one of the first REDD Plus projects that was successful under the IUCN and was deemed a pilot project at the 23rd Convention on Climate Change. The interventions are collaborative and measurable, where communities are funded to reduce emissions from deforestation and degradation while also avoiding land conversions from agriculture. Investors such as World Bank and Terra Carbon LLC buy carbon credits from Peru, which then can allocate for critical projects such as protection of the Cordillera Azul. With loan-based financing, Althelia Climate Fund has committed $8.55 million to ensure the park's protection alongside the center and the Peruvian government. The project has implemented agroforestry assistance and educational programs for local farmers in the production of cocoa and coffee, but has also enhanced jobs and sustainable enterprise in the region. About 50% of emissions in Peru come from deforestation and forest degradation. The park avoids, on average, 2.5 million tons of CO2 per year, sustaining this project's funding. The takeaway from the impact targets model, as you can see here, is the 6 notable areas that have seen steady increase. Now, carbon offsets might become more of just a zero-sum game, unfortunately. Priority to the market approach could severely undermine the necessity to protect the park and assist the region's people. Likewise, carbon trading does not reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The REDD Plus label could in fact be misused as a panacea of sorts. The center, on the other hand, has potential to help sustain a wholesome REDD Plus approach while collaborating with the communities critical to conservation success. Sustainable development goals should be clear. Livelihood assistance as well as local empowerment will continually embrace the goals component, and I certainly feel that it can foster the spirit of place, ever critical to protection and climate action. There's an opportunity for greater scientific research and ecotourism as well, which can draw in new organizations. Perhaps then, funding can continue to raise citizens' jobs and specific restoration, local regenerative agriculture, and green infrastructure. Cordillera Azul is recognized by the IUCN's Green List of Global Protected Areas. Hopefully, that status has permanence. This REDD Plus project is definitely a payment for ecosystem services case study of prominence. Thank you.